Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Could be evening, could be afternoon, might even be 2 a.m. where you're at. I know it's breakfast for me, or well, morning, because my mind's on breakfast. I woke up and I said, Self, until you record this, you're not eating breakfast. So here I am trying to get this done. I want to get it done, but I've just been procrastinating for whatever reason, and now I'm not. It's funny how little goals can get you somewhere. So what is this video? This video is a way for you to think differently or approach life and things differently and how you think. And the reason this is important is because I've had a ton of conversations with people where they ask my advice and they try and get a different thought. And the reason is because we're all in our own forest and we need to see the whole forest, but we can't from where we're at. And so that's where advisors and counsel and wise advisors and counsel comes from. I have them. If you're Tony Robbins, if you're the president, if you're Jeff, I don't care who you are. You need advisors, you need counsel to help you see and think differently. In all these different conversations, what I found is perception is what it is. Your perception is these couple trees right here are what's most important, when it could be something over this way, it could be that way, or maybe you're looking at the right tree, you just need to change your perception on that tree and shift. So that's what this is. There's going to be a metaphor here. It's not trees. I'm actually using a puzzle. I was hanging with my God kids a few weeks back. We were putting puzzles together, so this thought came together. I got a friend that he's making some decisions and going through some life changes, and he was trying to figure out a different way or whether it was right or not. And so I gave him a different way to kind of look at that and think and decide whether that was actually the right path to take or not. So that's what this is. I appreciate your time and tuning in. Please enjoy this metaphor. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. All right, so here's this puzzle. I really could take this metaphor and beat it to death. But I don't want to do that. I just want to take some time to get a simple thought across, take something complex, and I don't mean to make life trivial or what you're going through or have yet to go through trivial, but I've found that the things in life that work the best are when you can try and make something simple and look at it objectively. And that's a whole nother video about logic and emotions. So here's what we do. We tend to look at the puzzle, which we don't have the box to copy from, right? This is, in my opinion, God's plan for me, right? A whole picture when everything's said and done. And we're having to put it together as we go, right? So I start with the edges. Try and put the edge pieces together. And then you start moving inwards. Something we tend to do along the way is, hey, we see this puzzle piece. I really like that piece. Maybe I can make that fit right here. So we start trying to fit that piece in there, and then we start getting frustrated, we start messing everything up, can't make it work, so then we start grabbing tools, start trying to beat it in there, and here's the problem. This puzzle piece can be a person, a project, a goal, a company, business, it could be anything, representative of anything. And then now we just beat on this puzzle piece, it's all bent up, it's cracked, it's marred, it didn't even belong to this puzzle. This was from another puzzle. What were we doing messing with it? Well, we like the puzzle piece, right? So we can learn a lot from that. Some questions to ask. What or who are you striving or working too hard to force in fit into your life? Does it truly belong there? Is it something that belongs in God's hands or whoever you pray to or don't pray to? Is it belong in someone else's hands? So now let's move on to the next puzzle piece. Found a puzzle piece we liked. It looks good, but it wouldn't fit. Found that out. So I said, you know what? Maybe I can change the piece to fit the puzzle. Yeah, that's always a good idea, right? So I cut a little piece off, but it went in so nice and smooth now. All right, so now we've wasted time putting something in that doesn't belong there. It went in, it fit, right? It belongs? No, you look at it and you can see it doesn't belong in this particular puzzle. Again, this came from another puzzle. You don't know that when you're trying to work things out, admittedly, but if you keep this in mind of what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, maybe you can realize that here's something you don't want to have to do, is start pulling that puzzle apart. Because if you put a piece that doesn't belong, you're either stuck with something you don't want or you got to take it out. Neither option is any good, but getting it out of there is the better option. But you're going to end up pulling your puzzle a piece, and you've got to put your puzzle back together. Almost always happens when you're taking out things that don't belong, that you put in there. All right, so now we come across to the piece that actually belongs. It goes in smooth, it belongs there. You look at it, it belongs there. I know we don't always have immediate feedback in life, but what I wanted to do with this metaphor is show you that you not to make what you're going through trivial, but you can try and step back and look at the picture and look at your end goal. We have this other goal in mind, and then we get distracted by this other tree, right? This other puzzle piece, and we lose sight of the whole puzzle, and we start struggling with that one puzzle piece. So I wanted to put this thought across. If you're coming across some major issues in life, if you're struggling too hard, maybe you just need to take a step back and look at your puzzle and see that you got the right pieces. Everyone have an awesome day.